David Ivers. I'm the Artistic Director of South Coast Repertory. Welcome to At Home with Ivers.
Hey!
What?
It's my show!
I'm an Ivers too.
Oh, are you really? Get out of here, you little monkey! Love you! Day 3 of spring break. Welcome to At Home with Ivers. We're all here. We're going a little stir crazy, but trying to keep our spirits up. A few minor updates followed by an interview that I just finished with St.Clair, who's the amazing music director with the amazing Pacific Symphony. There's a trivia question embedded in that interview. If you answer it correctly, send in the answer. We'll choose from the answers, and you will get 2 tickets to the Mozart Project, which is an exciting collaboration at the end of next season between South Coast Repertory and Pacific Symphony. Quick shout out to the staff of SCR and to, once again, our Board of Trustees and our constituents who continue to support us by renewing, by your generous donations. Thanks. Again, our hope for you is that you remain safe and healthy. And thanks to all of you for the feedback on At Home with Ivers. It's been very valuable to hear from you. Outside Mullingar update. I'm looking at notes here. We sent out an access link to the video to all outside Mullingar ticket holders. Check your email. If you don't have tickets and you want them, they're still on sale until April 24th for only $35. Listen, these are tricky times, and I know it gets harder with each passing day, but I also think, and I know you're experiencing blessings inside of these, whether it's time with family, cooking together, the occasional glass or bottle of wine that you get to share with your loved ones. Tiger King, if you're into it, it just kind of made me sad. I only watched a couple episodes. Or whatever else, taking the time to breathe and connect with family and to Zoom with friends. I hope you're finding nourishment. If you're not, reach out. I know that our staff and I always have an extra ear. We have extra time if needed for those who are in need. Ivers at scr.org, and I hope you enjoy the interview with Carl. Stay safe. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here, who I barely know, and I love him so much, Carl St.Clair, the music director of Pacific Symphony. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing as well as everybody else. But listen, healthy. My family's, we're here, and if you've got to be in home lockdown, I think Laguna Beach is just one of the better places I can imagine. And
yes, you know, I put the Pacific Coast up right behind me in your honor. I knew you would be close to it.
I saw that, and I love even the color of the wall. We feel like I'm right here at home. But no, we're very blessed, and daughter is home from USC. My son is on spring break from Laguna High School, and you know, we're here as a family, and it's, you know, I'm kind of rediscovering blessings, eating meals together, which had sort of fallen off by the wayside. And my son goes, you know, Dad, we're eating every night together. It's just like something hadn't happened since they were in high chairs, you know, that kind of thing.
You know, I love this so much. I had the exact same conversation with Paula Tomai, our amazing managing director of South Coast Rep this morning, that we're cooking together. My boys, I'm upstairs, the door's closed because they're downstairs. They're on spring break. I have an 8-year-old and 11-year-old. And they're literally playing the game of life with my wife. So they're making all sorts of noise down there. And we have the same thought. We have a, you know, there's a lot of blessings in this. The close time together, the experimenting with food and sort of all sorts of things that we haven't pulled out from the closet in ages. So I'm glad to hear that you're safe. And that
we're exactly the same. And for me, you know, this is a great time for me to just see this in a normal pace. Studying a score 2 weeks ago, you know, I was so sad because they canceled right after this, our beautiful gala, where it was just a beautiful night for me, 30th anniversary. All the money that we had so generously been given that evening, and then we're canceling the Kelvin Festival. So between the middle of March and the first April, I canceled 9 concerts with 4 different orchestras in 3 different states, 24 different scores, and I'm going through withdrawals. I mean, you know, I live my life on a stage as you, and I don't have that opportunity and outlet to share music, to with musicians and to present it to all who are wonderful. So I found the only nourishment I get that feeds my musical soul is really just studying like score. I mean, I'm studying Mahler's Eighth. I'm studying the Fauré Requiem. I'm listening to concerts on YouTube. I'm seeing interviews with Herbert von Karajan, with Leonard Bernstein. I haven't, I just didn't have a chance and had the time to do that, and now I do. And so I'm used to it, but
I
it's
love it.
not the same. But it's not the same. You and I
It is,
both
and we were saying it's hard. It's hard not to be in the buildings to draw the inspiration from your performance spaces, from your artists, from the rehearsal hall, from that process, that collaborative process, right? That contextualizes the rest of the job. I'm struggling with that as well. I'm reading scripts that I haven't read for a long time. I'm also, because there's a little bit more in one area, there's a little bit more brain space, and I wonder if this is the same with you. I'm actually can be thoughtful about things I haven't been able to in the fast pace of all the decision making. But on the other hand, there's stuff all of a sudden that needs addressing immediately, whether it's, the health of our employees because of this crisis, or it's, oh my gosh, we can't really plan on a certain date. So how do we create a path that we can plan for? Are you going through some of that with the symphony as well, where this moment of, you have time for one thing, but all of a sudden there's something that has to be dealt with like that?
we have some incredibly important meetings through Zoom as we all day, and I find that the thoughtfulness and the creativeness of everybody, the whole population on the screen, so insightful. I mean, I think things are coming out that we perhaps wouldn't have come out with had we been in the room together. And I think we're all learning about this world of remote sharing. But for me, reflection has become daily, not exercise, but something I do daily. Just reflection on things that I have, blessings that I have, people that have been in my life that I just owe so much. Some of them have gone on, some of them have passed on, some of them are with us, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And finding that time to be thankful for all of the things we do, such as having meals, but even further and beyond that in my career, and who has helped, all those who've helped me grow as a musician, everybody in Orange County that has stood by me and stood by my side during this decade tenure and helped Pacific Symphony grow and develop. I mean, I just have so much to be thankful for. And I think we're all aware that when this shroud of virus lifts, that we'll have some real searching that we're going to have to do about. I doubt if we're going to be back the exact same way. I mean, I think we're going to have to use this also as an opportunity to reinvent ourselves in a way, to restructure ourselves and find ways to capitalize on this sort of hiatus that we've been forced into.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things immediately that I loved about you, and I continue to love about you, is that you're so soulful and you have such the soul of an artist. And I relate to that. I relate to the deep sort of connectivity to filtering the world through your work as an artist. And it's interesting that now there's another way to filter through the world, but this has just become it is a world pandemic, but it makes us analyze the relevance of art when it's dependent upon gathering, to hear it or process it or see it. And I'm inspired by the light still in your eyes and in your voice. And it's one of the things that immediately I felt when we talked about a collaboration between South Coast Repertory and Pacific Symphony. I knew, okay, this is definitely the guy after we had that lunch.
We're going to have fun.
Well, we are going to have fun. And I wonder, we don't necessarily have to talk about the Mozart project. People know that it's happening. I'm very confident that there's enough time that we will hopefully be able to gather. We may not be gathering in the same way, but I wonder, even in the midst of this, you're still planning, you're still finding passion and sort of being ignited by the work that is your life. Has it affected how you plan, other than just the obvious virtual thing? I'm talking about what you hear in music that might be more relevant than it wasn't before. I know that's happening for me with plays, but I'm just curious.
Well, I will say that right now we're dealing with a lot of cancellations. So that
Yeah.
means that we have artists that we're having to phone. Eileen Jeanette is having to
Yeah.
phone managers and, apologizing profusely, but everybody understands, of course, because we're all, as you say, in the world in the same boat. These are very difficult times for artists. But I really pray about, what I really have great empathy and passion for all of our musicians, the Pacific Symphony musicians, who are doing our best, to ensure their safety financially, our staff, health benefits, so there's some things that are just right now they're on the front burner. You've got to take care of them. And
Yeah.
so the idea of long range planning is, for me, it's not there. What we're trying to do is, how can we take, the Pink Martini ensemble that was canceled and put it somewhere else, or the Beethoven project? Is there another place that we could find, one of our concerts that was canceled at Soka University we found the date for it. So a lot of it is just juggling and reacting in our best way we can. Not easy all the time. I mean, obviously we're going to cancel Mahler's 8th Symphony, which was going to be the culminating concert of my 30th anniversary. Well, it would be so totally selfish of us as an organization, of me as leader, musical leader of that, or even consider doing that. But just think of, it's the Pacific Chorale, it's 2 other chorales, it's a children's chorus, 8 soloists, it's a humongous orchestra, it's a symphony of 1,000. But that's not going to happen. But it's not going to happen. I'm disappointed that all musicians are not going to be able to convene to perform this work for an Orange County audience, which would have just lived there. So, but we'll say that everything that we're doing has one thing: people and safety first. That's it.
Yeah.
People and safety first. Artistic planning, this and that and the other, that's going to take a back.
Yeah. I think that's right, because after all, the work we're doing, the art that we're trying to sort of promote, right, is about reflecting the human experience and leading with generosity and kindness at the moment feels like what we should be doing, right?
Absolutely. And also, I keep saying that if just stay together as a symphony family, you're thinking about South Coast Rep, just stay together and tight knit and on to one another, that we're going to emerge from this even stronger and with a greater affection and respect for one another. And I think that our audiences are going to will have had an opportunity. Oh my God, I miss that in my life.
Yeah.
I didn't go to I hadn't heard a live concert, I really missed that. It really was important to me. And I think things are going to get back even stronger and with more to it and with a closer heart. Really do believe.
And a stronger sense of purpose. I think you're right. You know what I mean? I think we're going to reach deep into it. But I know you have other things to get to. I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit, just for fun. We will have a trivia question for at the end of this, the winner of which you can submit that'll be up on the screen later, for 2 free tickets. The winner for a project next year between South Coast Rep and the Pacific Symphony. And if somehow that doesn't get off the ground, we'll make good on something. But on the spot, favorite 3 composers, just off the top of your head.
Bruckner has to be one of them. Anton Bruckner is one of these composers that kind of music he wrote, and because of its spiritual connection, and it moves at glacial speeds. So it's so totally, counter in today's world. People just don't know how to take. For me, it's ocean. It's something. It's soulful nourishment. So Anton, right there. Right now, I'm studying Mahler's 8th Symphony, so Mahler is there.
Yeah, that's me too.
And 2 weeks ago, I was studying the Fauré Requiem. So 2 weeks ago, my favorite composer was Gabriel Fauré, who's not even really known as this, over composer. But I always have basically this answer: composer I'm studying at that time, that's my favorite composer.
I love
it. It could be Beethoven. Yesterday it was Shostakovich 5. So
Shostakovich.
yesterday I gave a Zoom meeting to 100 musicians at Arizona University talking about Shostakovich's Fifth Symphony. Yesterday, Shostakovich was my favorite. On Monday, I did the same thing to the University of Texas Symphony Orchestra. This is alma mater. And
I was going to say Austin, right? That's your alma mater, right?
Yep. And so
It's funny.
that day, Richard Strauss, because I was talking about Einheld, the hero's life. So that day, Richard Strauss was. It depends on who I'm interacting.
It's a fair and a great answer. It's sort of like, who are your favorite kids? People ask me that about what shows that I see in the season. What's your favorite show in the season? It's like all of them. You know, how would you expect me out of 13 to say one?
Right.
It's funny that you mentioned University of Texas at Austin, because I know you and I have not spent a ton of time together, but there's always some sort of intersection. And I realized as I was reading up more on you, and this is the trivia question, you're not to answer it, but you mentioned one of your alma maters. You have another alma mater that I taught at right out of grad school. And I'm wondering, the trivia question is, what is the other alma mater of Carl St.Clair, who is the most generous and soulful music director at the Pacific Symphony? You know, I wish for you what I wish for everyone, which is safety and good health. And in that little bit of slowdown, you continue to find nourishment for your family, but also for the things that you're working on. And I'm deeply grateful to you for spending this time with us.
Well, and David, you've just been a breath of fresh air to me and to all of Orange County, and your leadership and your artistic vision and creativeness at South Coast Repertory Theater is just really just wonderful. And I can't tell you how excited I am about ending next season with our Mozart project, which has to do with Salieri and Mozart's Requiem, and I'm just so delighted that, and I'm also kind of apologetic because the first time in my tenure here that the South Coast Repertory Theater and the Pacific Symphony have actually collaborated. So I'm happy that we're doing it, and I can't wait to be on stage with you.
Likewise, my friend. Be safe. Thank you for the time, and we'll talk soon, I'm sure. So that's it for this week with At Home with Ivers. I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Please stay safe. Please know we're thinking about you. And once again, from all of us at South Coast Repertory, thanks for the support.